Child, now we done lost 2 people in 2 episodes. What is happening over here in Denver? Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. Love is Blind season 9 episode 3 and 4. This season is getting weirder and weirder as the episodes go on. We definitely got some things to get into. But before we do, if this is your first time here, sit back, relax, watch the video through. And if you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If y'all one of my lovely members or subscribers, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm doing well. I'm trying to get these videos out for y'all. So be patient with me. Be patient. Let's just go ahead and get into it, okay? So we left off with Patrick in the pod, right? He's trying to figure out where's Anna? Where's Anna? Anna's not there. We don't know where Anna went. Nobody knows where Anna went. Poor Patrick was ready to pour his whole heart out. He finally found him an Asian girl or a Chinese girl that he could be with, and she is nowhere to be found, okay? Now, Blake, on the other hand, is getting ready for his date, and the producers tell him that Anna has left. She left, and she said nothing to no one. No one at all. Now, here's my thing. Why y'all didn't tell Patrick? Because Patrick is walking around still looking sad. Did y'all let him know that Anna ghosted the process? Or did y'all just let Blake know? Because poor Patrick looked like he lost his soul. And I'm like, yeah, Patrick about to go home. I said, we about to lose another one, okay? Now, while they trying to figure out what's going on with Anna, Admin is talking to the guys and he asks Mike, do he got any exes that he's still friends with? And he's like, well, I do got one ex and she comes over every now and then and we share the sauna together, but it's strictly platonic. Mike, do we look like we was born yesterday? Huh? Do we look like we was born yesterday talking about some she got a boyfriend? Yeah, but you didn't have a girlfriend, which means what? Which means what? I don't think that they was platonic at all. Because why y'all gotta share the sauna? If she wanna come use the sauna, cool. But why y'all gotta be in it together? That's the question that I got. So when Mike gets in the pods with Megan, he decides that he's gonna tell her that he do have female friends. But before they really got into that conversation, he was talking about how, you know, health and wellness is so important. And he started talking about how one of the guy's son has diabetes and how it's very important to take care of yourself. And I know what he was saying, right? But when he started talking about how one of his friends reversed diabetes type 2 and type 1 are two totally different things. And I felt like it was kind of low-key inappropriate for him to even bring that up, right? Because you don't even know what this child's diet would be like if he did have diabetes type 2 for you just to go in there and kind of like use that as a reference for your conversation. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And he claimed he doesn't know that she has a connection with Jordan, but something tells me that he was trying to be shady low-key. Okay, but now let's get back to this female friend situation. Now he tells her that it's just a friend, there's no more attraction or anything like that, so it's nothing really to be worried about. She says she doesn't love it, but I guess she's not really bothered by it. Megan seems unbothered by everything. I feel like she doesn't have a lot of emotions. She's not really expressive. Everything is like, yeah, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, me too. Like, I really want to see her open up. Even when she opens up, it feels like there's no emotion attached to it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I am happy that she finally decided that she's going to tell Jordan that she wants to be friends and stop stringing that man along. But did we get to that point? Absolutely not. We didn't. Because when they get into the pods, he starts talking and asking her questions. So he asked her, what does she feel like her purpose is? And she was like, ooh. And he was like, that's deep, right? That's deep. I said, Jordan been waiting to use that one. He's been waiting to ask that question so that he could just feel like he's so deep or whatever the case may be. But then he started talking about how he's materialistic. And she's like, you don't strike me as materialistic. And he's like, I spend money on things that I like. Like, I'm really humble with my apartment. I'm humble with my car, but I spend money when I go out to eat. I spend money on my clothes. Like, I have a pair of Gucci shoes. Like, he felt real good about his Gucci shoes. And she's over there like, yeah, I like that for you. You finally got your pair of Gucci shoes. That's the energy that Megan gives, okay? So then they get on the topic of him having a vasectomy and how she admires the fact that he did that, considering the fact that, you know, women take birth control and it deals with your hormones and things like that. But you can tell that she's still concerned about the fact that, you know, if she was to be with him, would they be able to have kids? She's kind of like at the point where, like, if you did get a reversal on your vasectomy, and it was meant to happen, it would happen. He loves to hear it, okay? And I'm just sitting here like, could you break up with him already, Megan? Like, no, seriously. Could you break up with Jordan already? Because this not going to work. I know you really want to make it something. I know you want to give him a chance, but I just don't feel like he's the one for you. But Jordan is really, really getting to her, okay? Because she's in this confessional now and she is crying because she's just so surprised. She's so surprised about how much she is starting to like Jordan. She said that he's not her type, but she also feels like that is the purpose of this experiment. And I know the purpose of the experiment is to, like, you know, really get to know someone and love them for who they are and not by what they look like. But I feel like she's trauma bonding with that man, okay? Like I told y'all in episodes 1 and 2, she is trauma bonding with him. I don't see it. I just don't. She doesn't either. She's really fighting with herself when it comes to Jordan, okay? She likes him, but a part of her also knows that they have two different directions that they're going in, right? But after that conversation that she had with Jordan, y'all know that Blake is Megan's type. So she's like, well, I'm going to go talk to Blake because that's where she really want to be, right? Y'all, daggone Blake done left too. I said, what in the actual hell, okay? Blake and Anna was just sitting there talking about how they never ghosted nobody before, and these two done ghosted everybody. The whole freaking process. I'm like, what is going on? We lost 2 people in 1 episode. Crazy. He said he needed more time, but I honestly feel like Blake can't handle the competition of it all. He knew that Anna and Patrick had a really strong connection, and I also think he knew that Patrick was probably going to propose to Anna, and then he was going to be left with Megan. And he realized that Megan also had 2 other connections outside of him, and he felt like, you know what, maybe I'm just not going to find the girl that I'm meant to be with. Even though I think that Megan and Blake would have been a great couple, and I was really looking forward to seeing this blossom into something, because now Megan is stuck between Jordan and Mike, and I feel like that's not a good balance at all. Gosh, y'all really know how to mess up a process, don't you? So now it's time for Joe and Madison's reveal, right? Now, Joe, when he came out, he said that he was pleasantly surprised. Now, I'm just trying to figure out, is he attracted to her? Joe looked like he didn't have no words. It looked like he didn't know what he should say, what he shouldn't say. I was really trying to pick up something. He's just like, oh, wow. Like, oh my goodness, I'm just so surprised. And then he told her that she was tall, but he likes that. Nah, Joe. I don't think he likes Madison. I think he's trying to convince himself that he's attracted to her, but I don't know if he really is, okay? She's even trying to fish for compliments at this point. She's like, so do you find me attractive? Do you like me? Am I what you thought I would be? He's like, yeah. I'm just trying to put the face to the voice. Like, I'm just trying to process everything. I was like, this is awkward. Really, really awkward. And then even when they walked away or whatever, it's like, he was like, whew. He said it took a while to register. I don't know. That's what he said. But everything else said she's not what he expected. But you know, if he can love her when she's going blind, I think they can make it through. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But he also needs a place to stay. So there's that. Child. So now Annie and Brendan are talking about affection, okay? And she says she is super affectionate, and she lets him know that she doesn't want to have to ask for the affection either. And I feel like that's going to be important down the line. So we gotta write that down, okay? She likes affection and she don't want to have to ask for it. Now he was like, are you obsessive? And I was like, it's giving that. It's definitely giving that. And she was like, yeah, but in a good way. And I'm not mad at it because I'm that type of girl. I want to be in your skin. If I could get in the skin, I want to be in it, okay? So I totally understand. But, you know, he said that he is obsessive just like her, but not as much. I feel like this is a recipe for disaster. Okay, especially because she turns around and tells him that she's just waiting to hear I love you. But then she turned around and said that she was excited to see Nick. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Because girl, what? You're sitting there telling this man how you're waiting to hear I love you from him. But now you want to go see Nick? You excited to go see Nick? When I tell you the love triangles is too much, y'all, it's too much. And then she get over there with Nick and they start talking about sex. He's talking about how he would say her name when they in the bed together. He's talking about how he's like all pinned up. And I'm like, well, go kiss the floor like admin. Go let it out. Go let it out. So now after they have their little sex talk or whatever, they get a little serious, right? And in this conversation, he's assuring her that, although they play a lot and they joke and they have fun, that, he's her man. And he's going to be there for her. And he's going to take care of her. And he's going to fight for her. He said he's showing up for her. All the things of the things. And she's in shock. She was like, well, I didn't think you would come around this fast. I said, because Nick is playing games. That man is playing in your face, girl. Because then Nick turned around and went on a date with Katie. And he's in there like, hey, babe. Hey, baby. What's going on? He said he feels confident in their connection. And I'm just like, you was just telling old girl how she's the one for you and you gonna fight for her. But now you turn around telling Katie how you confident in y'all connection. Make it all make sense. Then he had the nerve to tell her that he thinks he loves her. He said he's in love with her. And he's in love with her soul. She's over there like, I'm speechless, but I'm also not surprised because you have given me nothing to question. She tells him that she's falling for him too. And I'm just sitting here like, what the actual just happened? Nick, because what in the actual fuck? Nick gotta go, y'all. That man ain't serious about nothing, okay? He doing this for clout. That's what I got from this. He is absolutely doing this for clout, okay? Now, Edmund and K-Bree are talking. She's trying to make sure he's an alpha man of some sort, okay? Because she wants to know if he's going to be able to tackle things and handle things when it gets hard. Now, he says that he will. And during this conversation, she pulls out a note that she wrote for him. And the note was beautiful. I'm not going to hold you, okay? Listen. K-Bree, you can't fix him. You can't fix him. If you love him, you literally have to love him for who he is. You can't make him become a manly man. You can't make him become a protector and a provider overnight, okay? You can't do that. You literally are going to have to love Edmund for who he is if you actually love him. Because the letter was absolutely beautiful. And I'm not going to lie, Edmund's not a bad guy, okay? So far from what I've seen, from what I've watched in the last 4 episodes, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. But I also don't think that she can handle all that is Edmund. That's what I'm saying. So after she read her poem, he gets down on one knee and he asks her to marry him. And of course she says yes. Now, my messy self, like, give me the reveal now. Give me the reveal now. Forget that. I need to see how this goes down. Because in my mind, I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, okay? But y'all know we got to wait for the reveal. We got to wait, all right? So Patrick is trying to decide if he wants to continue to pursue Casey or not, okay? Because that's his number 2. Anna's gone, so now he's like, should I even, stick around and pursue Casey? And I'm like, honestly, Patrick, I think you should go home. I really think you should just leave too. At this point, go. Why stay around? Your number 1 is gone. Don't pick Casey just because that's literally what it would give, okay? So when he gets in the pods with her, I just feel like they have these like surface conversations. And I think they talk about their looks more than anything or where they're from more than anything. I don't feel like they really got into deep conversations where they're really getting to know each other. Because even at one point, she was like, oh, so you do like me? And he was like, yeah, I do like you. I feel like he's trying to convince himself that he likes her. And I'm like, you don't like her. You liked Anna. Anna's gone. You leave too. I don't know how hard it is. But she wants him to reassure her that she likes him. You don't like him for real either. I'm just going to say it, Casey. I don't think you really like Patrick for real either. So when she asked him what's his concerns, right? He said that he's not sure how bad she wants this. And he said he's questioning her passion. Like, how bad does she want this? And I'm like, I think she wants this. I don't think she wants you. She said she wouldn't fake a connection to be on a BS TV show. Put a pin in it. Put a pin in it because I don't know if it's in this episode or episode 4, but put a pin in it because I'm coming back for you, girl. I'm coming back for you, Casey. You think you got one. You think you got one, but you don't, okay? So the men are back in the pods, and Mike realizes from them talking that Jordan also has a connection with Megan, which makes me think that they filmed this and they edited backwards, which is why I think when he was talking about one of the guy's son having diabetes was a little bit shady. Yeah, I think they just edited backwards because I think he realized that Jordan had a connection with Megan and he went into the pods to try to shade him, okay? Because Mike has done that a lot in the last 2 episodes. He has done nothing but shade Jordan. Meanwhile, Jordan's just happy that Blake left because now he feels like he can really build on this connection with Megan. He's even in the pods laughing at Blake ghosted her. He's like, yeah, Blake ghosted her. Y'all was sitting here like, what in the world? You happy that she lost her main connection? It was just so funny to me because the men are low-key shady and a little bit catty. Just a little bit, okay? And you can see Mike sitting there looking nervous, looking like he's plotting and scheming because he's a plotter and a schemer. That's for damn sure, right? So now when Megan goes in the pods to talk to Mike, she's like, Mike, and Mike's not saying nothing. So Mike busts out of nowhere talking about something. You thought you got ghosted? I said, ooh, child, that man right there is a petty, petty man, and I don't like his personality at all, okay? He is definitely one of those men who abuse power. Definitely, okay? Now, he tells her that he knows a lot more than he should. And he's just trying to figure out where she stands or where she's at with it. And I don't like the way he was talking to her. Like the tone in his voice, the mannerisms, it was given very much like he was scolding her, and I don't like it at all. So she tells him like, well, you're up there. And he's like, well, I mean, you lost one. I guess hitting at the fact that Blake left and he knows who else she's dating. He's talking about, I just want you to be honest. I just want you to be honest. Like he was putting her on the spot. His behavior was very much concerning to me, okay? I feel like that man is controlling. I don't like Mike. And I'm really mad at you, Blake, for leaving. Because now if Megan has to pick anyone, it's going to have to be Mike. But now at this point, I'm rooting for her and Jordan. Because Mike gives me controlling, he gives me narcissist, and he definitely gives me hot-headed. I don't like him at all, okay? So she tells him that he reminds her too much of her exes, and it makes her nervous because she's been down this road before. And he's like, well, that's not completely a bad thing because that means that there is something about me that you actually like without the negativity. And I'm saying here like, no, I feel like the negativity might just be just as toxic as her last relationships, okay? So he feels like they can be a power couple. And she's the woman he's been looking for. He's talking about he don't want to pour his heart out because he don't want to look like an idiot. And it's the tone in which he said it. I'm gonna need y'all to get Mike up out of here. Okay, now I know I was sitting here like, oh no, I'd rather her be with Mike. I need her to stop stringing Jordan along. At this point, I think Megan probably should leave alone. Okay, because her options right now not looking good if you ask me. She trauma bonding over there with Jordan because of his son with the diabetes and her father and the diabetes. And with Mike, it's giving very much toxic masculinity. So now it's time for Edmund and KB's reveal. Y'all, I was on pins and needles. I was waiting for this, okay? Like, I didn't know what to expect at all right? He talking about something, I'm gonna need a medic. Y'all better have a medic on standby. She's just so excited. So when the doors opened up, she said, whoo! And I was like, is that a woo or like a woo, you know? And she said, you're so handsome. You're so different. And she's like, you're my chocolate king. And I'm like, oh, so she do? Oh, okay. She is attracted to him. She does like him. Child, I ain't gonna hold you. I was shocked. I'm not gonna hold you. I was shocked, okay? I did not expect the reaction that she gave because she was like all over him. She was kissing on him. She was holding on him. And like, they were really immersed in each other. He was just so happy. Like, I'm sitting here like, wow, this is the reveal I did not see coming, okay? He had to go skip over there with his knees up to go get the letter that he wrote her. She's like, do you run with your knees all the time? And I'm just like, yeah, girl, that's your man, and you gonna stick beside him. It was a lot, okay? It was better than I actually thought it would be, but nonetheless, they seem to be into each other for real. So he did read her his letter, and it was really, really sweet. But when she was in the confessional, she said that she would walk past him on the street. Okay, now she said it was because his shirt, but I don't think that's the reason. I think she just wanted to be nice about it, okay? Because for her, maybe love really is blind. That's all I got. That's really all I got, okay? Now, Nick, you can't be telling Katie you love her and you will fight for her while reassuring Annie that you like her too, okay? He's talking to Annie and he's telling her how if they were to be together, if he was to pick her, she will have full access to his phone. And they're discussing how they will raise their kids. Are we fine with spanking? They both seem to be fine with spanking if the child needs it, right? He asked her how would she react if one day one of their kids said that they were part of the LGBT plus community. And she said, no matter what, she would love her kid, but she wouldn't be like, yay, yay. And then she followed it up with, I would ask them, do they know what they signing up for? Do they know what they dealing with? I'm guessing she basically saying that if you gay, you going to hell. Okay, because remember, these two are very religious. So that's what I think this conversation was headed towards. Okay, now he said that he feels like it's a fad and she agrees. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, no. Y'all done pissed off a whole community of people. Now, here's one thing, right? I don't feel like you need to agree with anyone's sexuality. I do love the fact that she did say that she would still love her child and be there for her child. But to say something like, do you even know what you signing up for? And to feel like it's a phase is crazy. It's crazy. And so then Nick decides to tell us a funny story about how his mom came to him because she thought he was gay. And I said, ding, 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 ding. I got it. It makes perfect sense to me. Remember when he said he can't be a strong man? He doesn't want to be a strong man. Okay? I feel like he's so religious that he's scared to be himself. That's how I feel. After hearing how they had this conversation, and a mama knows when a mama knows, okay? And he said that he appreciated the fact that his mother was, going to be understanding and caring and loving. But I also feel like she probably told him the same thing that Annie just said. But I also feel like she probably told him the same thing that Annie just said. Do you know what you signing up for? But what I am saying is this conversation definitely sounds like he went through something and he felt like it wasn't okay to completely be himself, even though he said that he was upset about a girl and that he even had to bring home girls after that to convince his mother and them that he wasn't gay. It sounds a little suspect to me. That's all I'm saying, okay? So after Annie and Nick have this conversation, he tells her that he can see himself proposing to her. And I'm just sitting here like, what in the actual hell? Because didn't you just tell old girl that you was loving her and whatnot? Now you see yourself proposing to Annie. Like, you are literally all over the place, Nick. Like, 1 minute you loving Katie, now you over here seeing yourself proposing to Annie. Telling her that you're going to fight for her. And then he's like, and I mean that. I'm going to fight for you. I want you. You're going to be my wife. Like, you're my girlfriend. And I'm sitting here like, you literally just told Katie the same thing. I can't wait for them to sit back and watch this through because I need them to see that this man isn't serious for real. But Annie ain't no better because she's telling Brita and the Paz that she's sure she's going to tell him she loves him at some point. And I'm just sitting here like, all of y'all playing games. I don't know what's in the Denver water, but baby, it's crazy over there. So now Patrick and Casey are in the pods. And they're talking about how they, signed up for the show. He said he just applied, okay? And she said that, she's got reaching out to do reality shows before. And her ex-boyfriend would tell her, go ahead, go on a show. Go on a dating show. And he was like, and you don't think any of that is weird? And she was like, I mean, yeah. And he's like, and you didn't leave? And she's like, I mean, I probably should have left for many more reasons. So then he asked her, so then he was like, so did he tell you the same thing for this show? And she was like, yeah, because he doesn't think that it's going to work. But it is. Scammer, 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 scammer. Casey is a scammer, okay? Casey came up here with a boyfriend at home who told her to go onto the show to get some clout. I would not be surprised if Casey's ex-boyfriend is on the internet doing interviews about how he didn't know she was coming on the show and all the things, other things, because they in this ish together. Because of what? You mean to tell me that you had a boyfriend who told you to go on this show because he didn't think it was going to work, and now you up here on this show finding love? And remember when I told y'all that I don't think Casey actually likes Patrick? Oh, baby, Casey doesn't actually like Patrick at all. This is why Patrick should have left when Anna left, because there's no one here for you, okay? And while he's trying to process all this, she's trying to tell him, like, you got to cut me some grace. You got to go easy on me. And I'm sitting here like, no, it's giving scammer vibes, right? So she flips this conversation on that man. Y'all, I lied to you not. She flipped the conversation on that man while he's really trying to process, like, is this girl scamming me? Is this girl really in love with me or not? Like, what's tea? She turns around and starts talking about how she went and got a wax in a landing strip. And how, you know, she can't wait to touch on him and get on top of him and ride him and kiss all over him. And now they having pod sex and whatnot. And I'm sitting here like, you know what? You was a damn fool, Patrick. You was a damn fool. The girl literally just said to your face that her boyfriend told her to come on this show. And now you done lost the whole plot of the conversation because she's talking about sitting on top of your peen. Child. Whatever is in the Denver water, I don't want it. I don't want it at all. So Mike and Megan are in the pods talking, and they're talking about, you know, the money. They're talking about how much money they make and things like that. And if money really makes them happy. She said that she dated someone really, really rich and she was miserable. But then she also dated someone who wasn't well off and she was the happiest that she could be, but they just wasn't going down the same path. And I totally get that, which is why I felt like Blake was the perfect choice for her, because I felt like he met her where she is. I need her to realize that she doesn't need to go above or low. She just needs to find somebody where she is, okay? But I think she's falling for Jordan. And when I listening to them talk, I'm sitting here like, I never heard her talk about, you know, what does it look like for her to be in a stepmom position. And as soon as I wrote that down in my notes, they started talking about that, okay? And he said that he doesn't really need for her to do anything but love the child. Love the child, that's it. She says she feels like maybe this is fate of some sort because Blake left and Jordan's son has diabetes type 1, just like her father had diabetes type 1. So she feels like maybe she was already prepared for this position to step in and help him take care of his son. Now, here's my thing. This can all be the universe working, right? But I also feel like this is a part of her trauma bonding. This is a part of her missing her dad. Okay. And I'm glad that he has no expectations of her when it comes to his son. He just wants someone that's going to love him. They talk about whether or not, you know, the child will come live with them or not. He said in his ideal world, he would love that. But it will ultimately be up to the mother. And I'm like, so you only want full custody of your son if you got a wife? Because if you wanted him with you, wouldn't he be with you right now? Child, his mother not letting him go live with y'all. I'm just letting you know that right now, okay? But I do like the fact that they really are talking about their future. Not very much surface level like her and Mike talk about money, being a power couple, stuff like that. They're talking about having children, building a family, and what that would look like. Like, for instance, if his vasectomy does not work, if the reversal doesn't work, what does that mean for them? And, you know, she's starting to feel like maybe if I can't have kids and I'm with you and I have your son, maybe that is my life's purpose. Maybe I'm supposed to be a stepmom. And he's like, we can always adopt. I do feel like her and Jordan do have more intimate conversations, and I can understand why she feels like she's so connected to him. But I also feel like it's a lot of wounds that she's licking when it comes to Jordan. It's tapping into her unhealed side more than her healed side, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to y'all. So now Nick is back talking to Katie, right? And he's telling her how he can see a future with her and Annie. And she's like, but you just told me you love me. You just told me you love me. I'm trying to figure out how you can see a future with both of us. He basically said because she didn't say it back that she's holding back. She was like, I felt like you're love bombing me. This is why she said, oh, you came around pretty fast. And I'm like, yeah, because Nick's a scammer too. Okay, add him to the list with Casey. I'm sure he probably got a girlfriend back at home who told him to come on the show. All right. He said that's what he felt in that moment. And he also felt the same way after that moment. And he also felt it when he went to sleep. And I'm like, so you don't feel it now? Is the moment gone? He's not taking his love back. He loves her, but he's not in love with her. Nick, I'm going to need you to go to hell. Yeah, because sir, I don't know what you got going on, and I'm really starting to think you hate women at this point, for real. Okay, now he wants to know if she's willing to work on her relationship with God. And she was like, nah, I'm good on that. I told you I don't believe in God. And he was like, what? What? I said, oh, he definitely taking his love back now. He's like, I can't be with you then. I can't be with you. And she's like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Like, what are you talking about? He said, you don't want a relationship with God, and I can't be with someone who don't have a relationship with God, so this relationship ain't going to work. And now she is sitting there distraught. And you know what? I can't do nothing about it. I respect it. He's standing on business about God. He's standing on business about God. And so for that, I ain't bad, okay? And Katie also wasn't caving in to make him believe that she was going to try to, build that relationship back up with God when she knows that's not what she wants. So I respect both of them for standing their ground and standing on business, okay? So I guess Nick is now going to take that love that he gave to Katie back and go give it to Annie. Child. I still don't like that man. I don't care if you stand on business for God or not. I don't like him, okay? Because he went over to Annie and he told Annie that he chooses her, he loves her, she's the one for him, he's going to fight for her all over again, okay? Like he didn't just have that same conversation with Katie multiple times, but you know what? We here now, and he finally made up his mind, and it's Annie for him, okay? And I'm like, well, I guess it's over for Breeden. Now here's my thing. I can't deny the fact that them two do have more surface level conversations, okay? She's talked about how they don't have real deep, in-depth conversations. And he's like, what are you talking about? We're talking about, what kind of house we want, what color the door is going to be. I'm telling you, I choose you. I'm telling you, it's you for me. And I'm sitting here thinking like, I understand it, right? And I would rather her be with you than Nick, right, Breeden? And I know you're telling her all these things, but I have yet to hear a conversation where I sat there and was like, yeah, he's the one for her. You know what I mean? And she's trying to break up with him. And you could tell like he's fighting it. He's fighting it. He's trying not to give her the chance to say it. Even though he wants her to say it, he's not giving her the chance to say it. So he basically says, so it's somebody else, right? It's somebody else. And she's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, you know what? Don't open that gift then. Don't open the gift. And I'm like, dang, I want to know what's in the gift. Now, Breeden may be a better match for her, right? Because I think he may be. But you only have a limited amount of time. And I feel like he may have been taking too long to get real deep. I don't think he realized how deep the connection Nick and Annie has, okay? Because I think he thinks that Nick is a player. I think he thinks Nick is a player. So here's my thing. When Breeden went back to the men's quarter, right? He's sitting there and he's distraught. He just got dumped. He lost his girl. He's feeling the type of way. Now he's saying all this in front of Nick, and Nick decides that he wants to come out of his mouth and say how he would have never picked his girl outside the pods, but he really liked her. Giving very much an asshole, okay? That's the energy that Nick is giving, because I'm like, you can't trust him. You know that she just broke up with that man. And now you sitting here talking about how you would have never picked her outside the pods? Yeah, nasty work. Which is why I'm so happy that Breeden is not letting up. Okay, when he went back in them pods and he went back in there to try to get that girl back, I'm like, you gotta fight for her. Do not let her leave here with Nick, because he knows that Nick is on some bullshit. And I really wish he would just tell him. Nick is on some bullshit, for real, okay? Child, I can't wait to get to episode 5 because I need to see how this plays out. I really pray to God she don't pick Nick. Please don't pick Nick, okay? And child, while I'm trying to get Andy to go ahead and pick Breeden, Patrick is over there confessing his love to Casey, and now they engaged and they gonna have some mixed babies. You know what? At this point, I'm over it. I'm over Casey. I'm over Patrick. I don't know what kind of weird stuff they got going on, but it's a very weird couple, and I'll be happy when they break up, because trust and believe me, they will break up. Anyway, y'all, that was episodes 3 and 4. I gotta go watch 5 and 6 so I can get these notes and this review done for y'all. So I really, really hope y'all enjoyed this review. Go ahead, get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about everything that happened in these last couple of episodes. Let me know what you think about the cast. If you watch 5 and 6, don't say nothing, because I heard those some messy episodes. So I need to enjoy them. Do not put any spoilers in the comments for me, okay? With all that being said, don't forget to like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.